Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I've got my beautiful hen with me today, and I figured I would do the long-awaited Q&A for you guys. I received like over 200 questions that you want me to answer, so today we're gonna do 50 of them, and this is my guest star today. I'm gonna let her go now because she probably hates me. But yeah, we're gonna do 50 of the questions for you guys today. I know that you guys have been wanting these answered. There's a wide array of questions. So yeah, let's get to it. I've got my wonderful assistant with me, Shireen, and she's gonna be asking me your questions. So let's do it, girl, let's go.
Okay, question number one. Because you are gay in real life, how do you get turned on by men when you film?
Short answer, I don't. So filming, I mean, like it's our job, right? So me and the male performer are on set. We're both there to do a job. We're both there to get it done as quickly and efficiently as possible. So it's not about getting turned on. Like, that's not what makes a scene good. What makes a scene good is the energy that you bring, the acting, the performance, the dramatics. That's what makes a good scene. So I feel like, honestly, that's just kind of irrelevant, you know? If every scene was about how turned on you were, corn would not exist, honestly. There would not be corn in the world. So yeah, if you're a good actor or actress and you love what you do and you love being on camera, like, you're gonna make a good scene. And it's definitely about that more than your, like, physical body's, like, actual response. Next question.
How many tattoos do you have?
I maybe should have prepared for that one. I have no idea. I don't know, maybe like 30 or 40? I don't know. I have no idea. A lot, though. A lot.
And we'll be doing a video soon.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We're definitely going to do a tattoo tour. People have been asking about it. I know you guys want to know, like, the meaning of my tattoos, where they came from, what they are. So that will definitely, it's on the list, for sure.
Did you ever struggle with coming out as a lesbian? Also, talk about how that intersects with your job as...
Yeah, we know my job. I think we all know my job. Did I ever struggle with coming out? Not in regards to, like, my family members. My family's amazing, super supportive and open, so I was never worried about that. I think what took me so long to come out was more of my own, like, fear. And, you know, society has told us since we were little that, you know, when you're a girl, you get married to a boy and you have babies and you get the white picket fence and all the above. And so I think for me it was more of like, oh, that's shattered now, you know, like that view or, like, idea I had of my future had to be, like, completely rewritten. And so I think the fear for me came more from that, more so than, like, anyone else's outward opinion. Obviously I'm not one to, like, super care about people's opinions of me. So yeah, I think it was more of just, like, my own thing. It's scary to, like, realize that who you thought you were and, like, the future you thought you were gonna have is just, like, null, completely out of the question. So it was more of just, like, an adjustment for me, I think. I had to get in the right headspace. And in regards to my job, I mean, can you be gay and work at Walmart? Yeah. So I can be gay and do what I do for work. Like, people try to, like, make a correlation there between my job and my sexuality, when in reality there isn't one. It's a job just like every other job out there. And so my personal sexuality, like, really does not matter. So, I mean, it doesn't really affect me too much. I have dealt with, like, some discrimination in the industry from, like, directors, producers when it comes to my sexuality. Very limited, though. Most people are very accepting and respectful about it. You know, our industry is so diverse. We have people from all different walks of life, all different races, creeds, sexual orientation. So, you know, I mean, it really hasn't affected it that much. I think more so it bothers people. Like, it bothers the public to know that, like, I'm doing this kind of job, but I don't date men. But that's not my problem. That's their problem. So I'm gonna leave it at that.
Next question. What is your biggest fear in life?
I think my biggest fear is to, like, die feeling like I didn't do everything I wanted to do. So I think that just leads me to saying yes to a lot and being open to a lot of different experiences, which is kind of how I ended up where I am today. Not literally in front of the chicken coop, but like with my job. I think I just want to make sure that I live a full life that made me happy. And I know that, right now, if I was to be gone tomorrow, I know that I lived a very full life. And so, yeah, I think my biggest fear is to just like have regrets or feel like I didn't do all the things I wanted to do. So, which only pushes me to like keep my horizons widened, I guess, and say yes to a lot,
Can you do some clothing hauls?
Yes, I'm definitely going to do some clothes hauls. I know you guys want to know where I get my clothes from. Well, not you guys, but you girls. I will definitely do some clothing hauls. I'm also going to be doing some lingerie hauls for the boys or the girls or the non-binaries, for whoever. But yeah, I am going to do clothing hauls and lingerie hauls. That will be coming soon.
What's the part you hate the most about working in the industry?
I think the discrimination from civilians, which obviously civilians is like the term that we use for people who are not in the industry. I think being ostracized is like the hardest part. And like, I try not to let that affect me too much on a personal level, because at the end of the day, anybody who wants to be in my life, like genuinely just because of me as a person, isn't going to care about that. I just feel like if someone genuinely loves me, my job doesn't matter. But I do have people in my, like family unit, not like mom, dad, brother, but, outside of that, do trust me less, or maybe think that I'm like unstable or damaged or something along those lines. But that only pushes me more to be in this industry and to be a voice for this industry, because I want to break that narrative. Like, just because this is my job, like, you don't say, oh, well, he works at Walmart, so he's damaged. Like, no, this is the only industry that people play that narrative out for. And so I want to be a part of like the generations that just like throw that narrative away. So for me, people's opinions or negative opinions only push me to do more.
How long have you been growing out your dreads?
I know this is a topic that many of you have asked about, so we'll keep it short due to the controversial nature. But I have been growing my dreads since I was 13, so this year it will be 12 years. I had my first dread when I was 13. I did it like the natural way, so like just stopped brushing my hair, and I just essentially had like just like mats. It was just like matted everywhere. I've redone it a few times in the last 10 years, but this final redo and like what I landed on and like am happy with, I did 5 years ago. So yeah, it's been a very long time.
Do your tattoos mean anything?
For sure. All of my tattoos have significance, which I will go through in the tattoo tour. I'm not going to get into it today just because we have so many questions. But yeah, every single one of my tattoos has meaning to me except for one, which you will find out in the tour.
Are you Creole or Cajun?
Well, yeah. Born and raised in Baton Rouge. My family has sugarcane farms, and my mom's side is indigenous to here. So, yeah, definitely, I'd say probably more Cajun than Creole, but it depends on what your definition of Creole is, because that changes from person to person. So,
would you make content with fans?
Well, I have my FAF contest, and honestly, that is the only way I make content with fans. If you win that contest, which I'm about to be hosting my second annual FAF contest very soon. I was gonna wait till the end of this year, but people will not stop asking. So it's gonna be a lot sooner than I expected. Probably within the next month. So you gotta head to my 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗪𝗀 site to stay updated about that, because the only way you can enter is through my site. So yeah, just keep your eyes open, because the announcements will be coming soon.
How can you enjoy intimacy more every time?
I honestly think that like the root of pleasure comes from just like being comfortable with yourself and with your partner. I know people will try to throw in like a bunch of other things, tips and tricks about how to be intimate in the best way, but at the end of the day, like, your comfortability, because if you're not comfortable, you can't explore. And, you know, intimacy and the excitement of intimacy kind of revolves around exploration. And so I think that pleasure genuinely comes from just being comfortable. So.
How long does it take to have dreads like yours, approximately?
Well, since I redid mine almost 6 years ago, I'd probably say about 6 years is like the growth, for like this amount of growth. But honestly, my hair grows pretty fast, and dreads, you obviously lose length because they kind of shrink up at first. So I definitely say like 5+ years for like length like this.
What are your favorite outdoor activities?
Hanging out with my chickens and finding eggs, because like that is like the most satisfying thing on the planet. Gardening. I really love to paddleboard. That's like number one for sure. Big paddleboard fan. I love camping. I love hiking. I love sitting in the grass. Like, honestly, really anything outdoors I'm down for, other than like skydiving or free range rock climbing. But other than that, yeah, I'm down for anything.
Have you ever been to a store barefoot?
I have been to a store barefoot. I was kicked out like very quickly though, obviously, because that was like a health regulation. But I also used to go to high school barefoot, which I also got kicked out of that high school too. So yeah, so now I do wear shoes in public, but not at home. Definitely a barefoot queen.
How tall are you and how old are you?
I am 5'2". I'm very miniature sized. And I am turning 25 in May.
Biggest regret involving so far?
My biggest regret? I think my biggest regret with my job is thinking in the beginning that like it was going to be a secret. I'd say that that's my only regret, really. I should have known better, and I should have like prepared and like told my family members and friends like beforehand, but like I'm not gonna lie, I genuinely thought that like no one was ever gonna know about this. So yeah, I just wish I had been a little bit more prepared for like what was to come. Obviously you're never prepared for like going viral, but I was a little naive. I thought that there was like so much corn in the world that like no one would ever see mine. And well, as you know, with the first video, if you're a real fan, you know what the first video is. It involves a headstand and some splits. But yeah, the first video went viral literally 7 days after I shot it. So yeah, I just wish I'd been a little bit more prepared, because I think at that point I wasn't actually like decided that I was gonna like get into this career. But then when that happened, it was obvious like, oh, I need to do this. So I just wish I'd been like a little bit more prepared. But I think that's my only regret, honestly.
Can you upload your workout routine / day in the life vlog / house tour?
I will do all of those things. Those are all on the list. So stay tuned, keep coming back, like and subscribe, and you will see them.
How did you get into Eastern spirituality, and will you give us some background behind it?
I'm going to have to make a whole video about that, because it's definitely, there's a lot that goes into that story. Long story short, just for this Q&A, I grew up with a lot of healers in my family, but the most important one being my aunt, who was very involved in the Hindu community here. So when I got really close to her, I was going to the Hindu temple, I was going to the Buddhist temple as well. We were doing chanting circles, like Sanskrit chanting circles, every other Sunday. So I was just really involved in that community here. We also spent a lot of time with indigenous elders. So yeah, I got a lot of like different spiritual paths like all merged, and I got to learn a lot about it. My dad is also has a master's in world history and is just like a history freak, so I think that tied into it a lot too. But a lot more details and stories that go into that, but that's gonna be its own video, because that would take me like forever.
Will you make more lesbian content?
Well, duh, but my 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗋𝗀 site is full of it. So if you are looking for authentic LGBTQ content, my 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗋𝗀 site is where you need to be, because that's like 90% of what I make, like my personal content. So there is plenty of that out there. And then me and Susie Stellar just released an amazing lesbian scene on the Hub. It's incredible, and if you haven't seen it yet, you need to go watch it.
Why do you do
Well, I love being on camera. I'm definitely like a natural born entertainer. I did musical theater in high school. I've always loved to like be like the entertainment or the center of attention. And I think that that's like a big part of it. I just love being on camera. But then also I think that it like satisfies my hypersexuality. I think that it helps kind of like reel that in a lot because I have like a safe, productive outlet for that. Whereas, you know, without my job, I don't know what my outlet would be for that. So, you know, I think it serves its purpose in my life. Also, just, I really like being on camera. It's so fun. I mean, being on set and, like, getting to improv and, you know, being with my co-stars is just a great experience. And, yeah, I wouldn't trade it for anything.
If you could own any animal besides chickens, what would they be?
I pretty much have all the animals that I really want. I have 2 dogs, 3 cats, and 13 exotic reptiles, as well as 4 Australian whites tree frogs, a jumping spider, and a betta fish. So I have a whole room in my house full of my reptiles, which is actually about to get upgraded before I give you guys the reptile tour. I know a lot of you have asked for it. But, so yeah, pretty much all the animals that I want I have, other than like a cow and a goat and a pig. But that's not very exotic, so, but yeah.
Did you expect or know that you would become a porn star?
I think that I always felt like I was gonna be something in like the public eye. I think that that was like just like an innate feeling that I had because of like my love for like entertainment and stuff. But I don't think I knew like specifically that I was gonna do corn. I was a dancer, a spicy dancer, spicy ballerina for like 4 years, and I really, really loved that. I just honestly, oh my God, there's a mosquito. I just got kind of tired. I was exhausted. I traveled a lot, and it was hard work. And I was looking for something that was like more stable than that. And then that's kind of when the corn thoughts, I was like, maybe I should check that out. But I was dating someone at the time that was like not down with it, and so we broke up, and I did it, and now I'm here. So yeah, I don't think I really knew, but I did feel like one day I was gonna do something in entertainment for sure.
You mentioned this briefly earlier, but do you have a good relationship with your parents, and how do they feel about your job?
So a lot of people ask this or make comments about, you know, that I must like not have a father or something, like fatherless behavior and activities. I definitely have a dad, and he's amazing. My parents have been married for 30 years. They're just amazing people, super progressive and open-minded. And I'm not going to say that they like wanted me to do this profession, but if I'm happy, healthy, and sober, they're going to support me in whatever I do. And so obviously it was a learning curve, and like they had to adjust, but at the end of the day, they love me, and they just want me to be happy and safe. And so as long as I am happy and safe, like they're down for whatever. So they've been very supportive. They're wonderful people. I had an amazing childhood, and I'm glad that I'm able to speak on that and clear that up, because the narrative that the public has for us about us, you know, growing up damaged or abused, et cetera, yes, that exists, but that's not everybody. Some people are just here because they want to be here, and I'm one of them.
What is your bra size?
I mean, 32F, I would say, but like I could also, I mean, if I'm trying to like wear something that's like small on me, I'll do like a 32 triple D, but yeah, 32F.
Why don't you film with more melanated men?
I'm so glad you guys asked that. So that is actually not my choice. I just don't really get hired for that, which is so upsetting. I do have a lot of content shoots booked with POC performers, but yeah, I just don't really get hired for that, and I honestly feel like that's like another conversation to be had, because in my industry, you know, they want a specific kind of look in interracial scenes, and you know, I think that's super messed up. Yeah, that's like a whole other conversation. I'm gonna save that for video, because that needs to be like dived into for sure.
Could you see yourself being a swinger?
No, I don't think so. I'm pretty monogamous, or maybe just like territorial. Yeah, I think maybe territorial, but yeah, I don't know. I don't really think that's for me. No, yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
When did you lose your virginity?
I was 15, and he's still my friend. Shout out to you. You know who you are. You the best. Yeah, and it was like not a negative experience. Just was what it was. Super nice guy. Except for when you leaked my nude photos to my parents. That was kind of messed up. But everything else, like, you're nice. Obviously, we're adults now. We were children back then. But yeah, it was a positive experience. It wasn't anything negative. So.
What genre of books do you like to read?
Anything about spirituality or like self-development, holistic medicine, health and wellness, Eastern history, all of the above. And every now and then I like some smut books, not gonna lie. I used to be into it. I don't really read them now, but I used to be into it.
What does the sign mean to you?
So that's probably going to be included in my like Eastern spirituality video. But you know, long story short, my aunt, who I mentioned earlier, was really involved in the Hindu temple, and I feel like the sign was like one of the first things that she taught me, and obviously it's always resonated with me. And so that was actually my first tattoo ever, and I got it when she passed away. So yeah.
What's your favorite type of music or band?
I guess I'd say alternative spiritual. I listen to Trevor Hall, Nako and Medicine for the People, Tribal Seeds, and then I listen to like a lot of like old school reggae. So Peter Tosh, Steel Pulse, Bob Marley. Yeah, but all in the same realm of like spiritual vibey music for sure. Mosquitoes are biting me.
Have you been working on VR content?
I don't make VR content myself, but I have shot multiple VR scenes, which are available online. I think actually most of them have been for Naughty America, so you can just find them there.
Have you been intimate in a public place?
For sure. If you're part of my spicy site, you would know because you would have seen it. So that's it. Go subscribe.
Are your boobs real?
Can you say boobs on YouTube?
Are your boobs real?
Yes. Natural, homegrown, Louisiana bred, all real. Kind of like these chickens.
Do you have brothers or sisters?
I have one little brother. He is graduating college this year. He's 22 and he's incredibly talented and amazing. He does a lot of my graphic design work. Cool ass kid all around.
Any remorse with a tattoo, or is everything part of the adventure?
I definitely say everything is part of the adventure. I kind of feel that way about a lot of things in life. I think that we are exactly where we're meant to be, and that the universe takes care of everything. So every piece of art that I put on my body, you know, is memorabilia or symbolizes something in life. So except for one, which once again I'll talk about in the tattoo tour. But yeah, I mean, I think it's all part of the journey. Yeah.
Favorite male porn star?
Ricky Johnson. Literally just talked to him yesterday and was telling him how I feel like a stalker because I always say he's my favorite, but like he just genuinely is. He's an incredible performer, an incredible human being, and it's just so kind and funny, and he's a boss. Like he's making it for himself out here. Like he's doing big things, and I'm a huge fan. I love him.
How do you deal with keeping your private life from becoming public?
I don't, sadly. It's not a whole lot I can do about that, honestly, which I think I tried to control and like micromanage a lot of that in the beginning, and then I realized that there was just no stopping it. Obviously specific like details and stuff have been kept private, but especially like growing up in Baton Rouge and like everybody knowing everybody, yeah, I can't really get away with much, honestly, because it gets around regardless of what I do or how I try to hide it. So and my fans are just you guys are like real loyal, but like some of y'all really be digging into some stuff, So yeah, I really don't get to keep a lot private. I do feel like living in Louisiana helps because I'm not like so immersed in my industry by like living in Los Angeles or Las Vegas. So being separate down here and like having my own life down here separate from my job does really help with that. But yeah, there's not a whole lot you can do. I do what I can, but at the end of the day, if people want to find some stuff out, they're gonna do it. Like, I don't know if y'all saw Don't Mess with Cats on Netflix, but like if people want to find something out, they're gonna find it out. So it is what it is. I just had to relinquish control when it comes to that.
Are you still coming out with new porn?
Yeah. I fly to Miami at the end of this month. I will be shooting while I'm there. And yeah, I'm always making new stuff. I mean, whether it's just on my 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗃 site or on mainstream sites, I'm always making stuff. So there's always new stuff from me that you can find on one of those sites. Okay, pause really quick. There's like something in my eye.
If you could go back in time, when and where would you be?
I answered that the other day. Woodstock. Yeah, that's it. Like, no questions asked. Woodstock.
What was your first tattoo?
I said that earlier. Yeah, my 𝗀𝗶 sign was my first one. And it's funny because, like, actually the first time I did it, I just carved it into my skin myself and, like, poured Indian ink in it. And then, obviously, when I turned 18, I got it redone. So.
What's your favorite new scene for 2022 so far?
Definitely my 𝗧𝗶𝗺𝗀𝗀 scene. She's just like an incredible person and an incredible performer, and one of those people that really uses their platform to, you know, speak up for what they believe in, and yeah, just all around amazing human being. Okay, wait. I don't really have that long of eyelashes, Shireen. God, Shireen over here with like 3-inch eyelashes. I'm like, I can't pull anything. I have nothing to pull.
You're like, sorry, I think
Sorry, I have thumb in my eye from yesterday.
How do you want to spend your days when you retire?
If everything plays out perfectly, hopefully off grid with a bunch of animals. That's how I want to spend my days in the dirt, in the grass, and harvesting my own food, and not having social media. For sure. Yeah, but then there's the other side of me that like also wants to like open up a really cool business. So I don't know which path we're gonna take. Maybe like a mixture of both. That would be really cool. But yeah, in a perfect world, that would be how I'd be spending my retired days.
What do you look for in a partner?
I think open-mindedness, definitely humor, you know, worldliness, culture, intelligence. Like, I'm not a small talk person, as you can like see in every interview I've ever done. So, you know, you have to be able to like keep up with that. You have to be able to like have like intelligent conversations and debates and, you know, things along those lines. I think I like being stimulated mentally for sure. So I think those are my biggest things.
Do you have any flashback videos of you when you were younger?
I do, and I've got one that I think you guys will enjoy, so I'm gonna just put it in here for you guys to watch.
You know what? I hope I did. So you turn this the other way, mister. Oh, yeah.
She's also playing an obnoxious little ghoul.
Yeah, because I'm a jailbird, duh. I went to jail. That's my future.
Being in the industry and intimacy being your job, does that change how it is with your partner?
I don't think so, because you know, your relationship, like your intimate relationship outside of work is its own separate entity. I think the only thing that it affects is like, you know how some people enjoy taking like spicy photos and things like that? I think that is less enjoyable because it's my job. So I like have to do it, and it's like thought out and, you know, well produced and whatever. So I think that like that stuff is affected a little, just like people who love social media and then they become an influencer and then they're like, I hate it now. You know, because once it's your job, it's your job. It's different. It's a different feel. But like obviously being intimate itself is not affected because my relationship is its own thing. Yeah, so not really, no.
What is the best approach to becoming a star?
Being yourself, being bold, being authentic, being unique. I think that
just really being yourself and like embracing your differences and your diversity is what grabs people's attention. And I want to do like a whole video on my like spicy site tips and tricks, because I do want to like dive into that a bit. But as far as like getting started or like getting noticed, I think just being yourself and like loving what you do and enjoying what you do, like people can see that, they can feel it through the camera, and I think that's really important. So if you don't like absolutely love it, don't do it. And that's like my just like flat advice. Like if you don't love it, don't do it.
Last question.
Oh my god.
What is the weirdest place someone has recognized you?
Definitely in the toilet paper aisle at Target. And if you're watching this, I'm not trying to like put you on blast, but that this guy like screamed like, "Is that indica flower?" And so obviously everyone else around us was like looking like, what's going on? And so after the fact, a family came up to me like with their baby in the stroller and asked like what I'm famous for, and I just was like, I just did not know what to say. And so like I do not mind when fans come up to me. I love it. You guys are great, but like maybe a little more discreet would have been cool, because like I don't want to have to explain it to like innocent bystanders who have no idea like what they're inserting themselves into. So yeah, that was a strange one for sure. And the Renaissance Fest, yeah, people recognize me at the Renaissance Festival. I love that place, but yeah, I think that's it though. And that was the last question, right? All right, guys, that was the last question. That's a wrap. I'm super glad that you all are here today and supporting me in this journey. I really do plan on bringing you a lot of diverse content and addressing everything that you guys want to see and want to hear. So yeah, I'm super excited. Round 2 is down in the books. So like and subscribe, and make sure you turn on my notifications so you know whenever I post. And yeah, all my socials are linked down below. And I've been replying to every single comment you guys leave. So if you have something you want to see, a request, whatever, leave it in the comments below. So yeah, I'm glad to be here. Number 2 is done, and I will see you probably in a few days with my next video.
This is Sweet Hen. You give Mama good eggs. Oh, that's angry. I know. You's mad. I know. But your eggs are so yummy and you're so cute. Look at these little talon feet. Do you see these feet? Look at her toes. Please don't poop on me.